There is no other African group in Africa that have an identity crisis than the Cushites. This confusion is because of their dark skin with Arab or North African facial features. So guys, this video is about the Cushites. Are they mixed or are they black? Or are they Arab? And also we'll dive into their heritage and the different and diverse ethnic Cushitic groups. So make sure to watch this video till the end and let me know your opinions down in the comments. So let's begin. The term Cushite historically refers to a group of people who inhabited the region of Kush, which is generally associated with ancient Nubia or present-day Sudan. The term has also been used to describe broader populations in East Africa, including Ethiopians, Eritreans, Djiboutis, some Tanzanians, some Kenyans, and Somalis. And the thing that fascinates many Black Americans when they are exposed to the Cushites is their unique appearance. And this unique appearance can be explained from their genetic history. So to answer this question, let's dive into the genetic history of the Cushitic people. So, for thousands of years, there was a great mixing of people around the world, in which explains that there is no such thing as a pure race in today's ethnic groups, maybe if you consider the Andaman people. So, in East Africa during the Neolithic, there lived a group of people known as the Proto-Nilotic. They lived in the Nile Basin, in which these people are one of the first people to inhabit East Africa, in which they contributed substantially to many Nilotic and Cushitic populations. And in East Africa, these genome peaks in the Morsi and the Homos tribe. So, these pre-Nilotic people mixed with the pre-existing Omotic people from Ethiopia and created the first half of the sub-Saharan ancestry of the Cushitic people. Meanwhile, in West Asia, there was a group of people who discovered farming. Due to their overpopulation, they decided to take a trip to Arabia, North Africa, and East Africa. Once these people arrived in East Africa, they began to settle, introduce farming, and began to intermarry with the local inhabitants. And these people are known as the Natufians, aka the Levant farmer, in which this genomic component peaks in the modern South Arabian people of Eastern Yemen and Western Oman. And among the Cushites, this genomic component peaks in population living alongside the Red Sea and Somaliland. And other minor groups to impact the Cushitic genome include the Ibo-Merusian, aka the Moroccan farmer, and some Proto-Khoisan ancestry, or aka the South African hunter-gatherer, and modern groups that contributed to the Cushitic genome, such as the Arabians and the Bantus, depending on the individual. So this answers the question of are Cushitic mixed or no? And my answer is yes and no. Just like any modern ethnic group is made up of the mixing of the ancient population. And no, the Cushites are not an East African version of Cape Coloureds. They are not mixed with modern ethnic groups. So that said, this explains the unique facial appearances of the Cushites. The Cushites look different from, let's say, Bantus or West Africans or the Nilotes. But they have similarities in terms of facial features to Berbers, especially the Tuaregs, and modern South Arabian people, or even Arabs and North Africans among the light-skinned Cushites, as the Cushites belong to the Caucasoid race, but majority of them have dark skin tones, towering heights, and high cheekbones due to their Nilotic ancestry, and also a petite aquiline nose, not as long as, let's say, West Asians or Europeans, and also diverse hair texture depending on the person, from soft afro to curly hair to wavy to straight. They also have deep-set almond-shaped eyes. All these features is derived from their Natufian and Ibo-Merusian ancestry, in which, because of these traits, the Cushites like to separate themselves to other sub-Saharan Africans, such as the Bantus or the Nilotes, in which I will talk about their status as black people at the end of the video. So let's look at the Cushitic languages and history. The Cushitic language family is one of the 4 major language families in the Afro-Asiatic language phylum, along with Semitic, Ancient Egyptian, and Amazigh or Berber languages. The origins of the Cushitic-speaking people can be traced back to the ancient times. The earliest non-Cushitic-speaking populations are believed to have inhabited the Nile Valley and surrounding regions as early as the Neolithic period. Over time, Cushitic-speaking groups expanded and diversified, forming distinct ethnic communities with their own unique cultural practices, languages, and social structures. And some ethnicities stopped speaking Cushitic languages because of factors such as Arabization in case of the Northern Sudanese and cultural exchange in case of the Amharas and the Tigray, in which they speak a Semitic language. And other famous Cushitic languages is Af Somali, spoken by the Somali people, the Oromo, the Afar, the Sidama, the Beja, the Saho, the Agao, and so on and so forth. And now let's dive into the early Cushitic heritage or history. So, a lot of Afrocentrics try to ignore real sub-Saharan African civilizations such as these, and instead claiming some non-sub-Saharan African civilizations such as the ancient Egyptian civilization or the Aztecas or the Mayans. And now I am going to show you the notable ancient Cushitic civilizations. So, one notable ancient Cushitic civilization was the Kingdom of Kush, also known as Nubia, which existed from around 800 BCE to 350 CE. The Kingdom of Kush was located in what is now Sudan and had close interactions with ancient Egypt. It was a powerful state and controlled significant trade routes and developed its own unique culture influenced by both Egyptian and indigenous Cushitic traditions. And in the centuries that followed, Cushitic-speaking people continued to play important roles in the history of the region. The expansion of the Ethiopian Empire, which had a strong Cushitic influence, led to the development of the Kingdom of Aksum in what is now Ethiopia and Eritrea. Aksum reached its heights of power and prosperity in the 4th and 5th century CE and conquered territories reaching as far as Yemen. Their trade connections stretched as far as the Mediterranean and India. And other notable medieval Cushitic empires include the Adal Sultanate from Somalia and the Ogaden region of Ethiopia, the Sultanate of Ifat that preceded the Adal Sultanate, followed by the Majirtin Sultanate from medieval Somalia, the Sultanate of Ausa from the Afar region of Ethiopia and Eritrea, the Sultanate of Harar from the Harar region of Ethiopia and Eritrea, followed by the Sultanate of Showa and Welaita from Ethiopia, and lastly, the Somali Sultanates of Hobyo and Geledi. And these are some of the countless Cushitic empires that rose and fell. Now let's explore the Cushitic tribes and where they are located. So let's start with the famous Somalis. The Somali people primarily inhabit the Horn of Africa, including Somalia, Djibouti, and parts of Kenya and Ethiopia. They are known for their nomadic pastoralist lifestyle as well as their rich oral traditions and poetry, followed by the Oromo people. The Oromo people are the largest ethnic group in Ethiopia and one of the largest Cushitic-speaking tribes. And they are known for their democratic system known as the Gada system, followed by the Afar people. The Afar people are primarily found in the Afar region of Ethiopia, as well as parts of Eritrea and Djibouti. They are known for their resilience in living in some of the harshest environments, such as the Danakil Desert. The Afar people are known for their unique hairstyles, followed by the Sidama people. The Sidama people are an ethnic group in southern Ethiopia, particularly in the Sidama zone, and they are known for their agricultural practices, including coffee farming, followed by the Beja people. The Beja people primarily inhabit northeastern regions of Sudan as well as parts of Eritrea and Egypt. They are known for their nomadic pastoralism, followed by the Agao people. The Agao people are found in northern Ethiopia, particularly in the Amhara and Tigray region. They are known for their significant role in the political and cultural development of the region, followed by the Rendile people. The Rendile people are a Cushitic-speaking pastoralist group residing in northern Kenya. They are known for their colorful bedwork, camel herding, and nomadic lifestyle, followed by the Borana people. The Borana people primarily found in southern Ethiopia and northern Kenya. They are known for their cattle herding and have a strong cultural identity centered around the institution of the Gada system, followed by the Saho people. The Saho people are an ethnic group in Eritrea, particularly in the western lowlands. They are known for their agriculture and animal husbandry. So there are a lot of remaining Cushitic tribes that I won't mention in this video because I don't have the time. And I don't want to bore you with more of these Cushitic tribes because they are countless. So that said, are Kushites black? The term black is a European, Arab, North African, Asian, Latino, and other non-Sub-Saharan groups to identify people of Sub-Saharan African descent. The term black is also meant for people such as the Australian Aborigines, the Melanesians, and the Negritos. So, the term black is an identifying marker that only exists in non-black territories of the world. But in Africa, people don't identify themselves after their color of their skin. The main identity marker among sub-Saharan Africans is tribes, because being black is the norm. Black people in sub-Saharan Africa are not a minority to be othered because of the color of their skin. So, in Africa, the Cushites are not black. They prefer to be called by their countless tribal identity. But in the West, Cushites, whether they like it or not, if they have a darker than average skin tone, they are black. But, mind you, the black identity is not a racial or ethnic identity, but a status identity. Black people cannot be related, same as white people or brown people. For example, a Semitic-looking Sicilian or Southern Spaniard is not exactly related to the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Swedes or Finnish people. And it's the same with brown people. South Asians are not related to Arabs, or Native Americans are not related to Barbars. Because racial terms based on skin color is a social construct. And it's the same with Niger Congos and Nilots, the stereotypically black people. The Australian Aborigines, the Melanesians, the Negritos, and the Cushites, all these people are not related but share their black status. That's it for today's video. If you enjoy watching this exploration, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. And if you have any opinions, make sure to comment down in the comment below. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Stay curious.